Good morning, Lewis. I'm Logan Kapp along with Hannah Gasek. We hope you can start your morning with us here every Tuesday live at 8:30.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone is excited about Easter break. It's going to be nice to have a little break. I know I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little break last week. Not a great break, being sick, but I'm back here, and now it's time for another break, like you said. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's spring. I know we talk about this a lot, but we just had spring break a couple weeks ago. Now we have another break for Easter. I mean, we're already at Easter, and by that point, it's almost time for graduation already.
Right?
Which is crazy.
Time flies by, definitely.
But we are back, and it's as we do every Tuesday, it's time to start with our top tweets of the week, Top Tweet Tuesday.
Top Tweet Tuesday. We're going to see our first tweet.
Top Tweet Tuesday with our patented Twitter bird.
Okay, so this one said, what film role was 100% perfectly cast? And then the Scooby-Doo characters. And I agree with that.
I do too.
I 100% agree with that.
I don't think there's been a better live-action remake of a cartoon ever.
I agree.
At least
I definitely agree.
One that I can think of offhand, because there's a couple movies, right? There's at least two or three that are with those same characters. But I honestly wish they would remake another one, because those characters, as you said, are perfectly cast in those roles.
They should do a reunion, another Scooby-Doo movie.
They really should. I mean, that is quality. If you were one of the four Scooby-Doo characters, which one would you be? I feel like I know my answer.
I'd probably be Velma.
Velma? Yeah.
Who would you be?
I would be
Logan?
Shaggy. Obviously, I feel like my body type fits Shaggy, long and lanky, and likes to eat food. I don't know much. I don't know if I can relate much better to anyone else. But yeah, Scooby-Doo, quality flick.
Quality movie.
Cool. Well, let's see tweet number 2 now, if we can. And you know what time it is. It's dad joke time. Patented dad joke. Once I swallowed a book of synonyms, it's given me thesaurus throat I've ever had.
It's our favorite time of the morning.
You know what? That is my favorite time. You should see me when I'm looking for these tweets. I look for probably 20 minutes, longer than I'm willing to admit, even though I just admitted it. But I laugh to myself, literally laugh out loud when I'm looking at some of these, and I legitimately have a hard time picking the one that I want to do.
There's just too many.
It is.
I mean, it's a whole account just filled with dad jokes.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, you know? I mean, that's what Twitter was made for right there, is dad jokes. And that's my whole Twitter feed. We were talking about before we started, I don't even use Twitter really. And so now my whole feed is just puns.
Just dad jokes, yeah.
And dad jokes, yeah. I probably still won't be using Twitter much after that, unless I need a good laugh. But yeah, dad jokes are my favorite for sure. Cool. Well, if we could see tweet number 3 now.
So, things I will never do, and then understand math. That is 100% me. I've never understood math, and I will never understand math. I just have never been a math person.
Yeah, I feel that. I used to be a math person. I think we've talked about it on the show before. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be teaching math or something.
You're a big math person.
Well,
I understand.
Okay, I don't know about big math person anymore, but I'm in math class right now for the master's program. Way more difficult than I remember it to be. I don't know if I just got, I haven't taken math in a while.
You're a little rusty.
We're going to go with that, but, when we're doing, all sorts of crazy quantitative this and that and all the other stuff, but no more math for Logan, I think. If I had the choice, I would surpass math.
Communication majors. You don't need that.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see tweet number 4 now, if we can. This one is mine. I know we don't want to bring up any difficult times for anyone, but the Whopper. I don't know if we'd say that's the greatest lyric of all time. I don't know what you think.
It's catchy.
Well, I mean, that's one way to put it. Catchy. Annoying.
It is annoying.
Terrible.
As well.
Awful. I mean, we have this one person who's around the office all the time who just absolutely loved this. Tony, who we're actually going to talk to in a second, but he would literally walk around. I just hear Whopper like echoing through the halls. I'm like, what is that? And why is he so obsessed with this? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask him that later. But
yeah, well, it's catchy. It is catchy.
yeah, but that's like earworm city. It's like you hear that, and it just immediately all day is all you whopper.
That's true. It
See,
gets stuck
here we
in
go.
your head. Yeah, now it's gonna be stuck in my head all day.
Yeah, well, I hope not. Hopefully not. But we have a couple of TikToks we can look at now, too. If we could see TikTok number 1. All right, this one, this is just something really cool that I saw on TikTok. You're familiar with Topgolf, right?
Yes.
Well, this is Topgolf for basketball. So I've seen a couple different Topgolf concepts over the years, but this one just looks really cool.
Looks really
you
cool,
know,
yeah.
you're playing basketball, you're having some food, having whatever else you may be having. But I really enjoy Topgolf. Do you like Topgolf?
I do like Topgolf.
Yeah, and even if you're not really good at golf, I surely am not.
It's for golfers and non-golfers too, so that's why I like it.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's all about having fun, and that's what that looks like. I mean, it's like one of those old school, arcade hoop things. I feel like every kid that I knew had one, or at least a few. I don't know about every, but you're playing like the hoops and stuff. It very reminiscent of arcade.
Definitely, no, that's a cool
basketball.
Concept.
I like that. I'd go. Cool. Well, we have another TikTok from you. If we could take a look at that.
So this is the Peeps Pepsi collab with their marshmallow flavored soda, which I'm very skeptical about. I thought it was a weird concept because one, I don't know, I feel like like soda's already like so sweet, and then to like thinking about like Peeps in soda, like even if it's, I don't know, it just is weird to me.
Yeah, I first of all, I don't know. I don't know if I will be trying the Peeps flavored soda.
I might try it just to say I tried it, but
yeah.
I don't know about it.
I feel like Pepsi is the king of like weird off-brand, or not off-brand, but like random
flavored.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like I know a while ago they had Pepsi Clear. It was like clear. Yeah. That was disgusting. Would not recommend that.
I never tried that.
And so Peeps, that's kind of making me nervous, giving me clear Pepsi vibes. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's giving weird vibes. It definitely is giving weird vibes.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I will be trying that, but maybe if you have some, maybe I'll try it. But
I'll let you know if it's good.
All right. Well, up next, we are sharing some feel-good stories that are going to brighten your day just a little bit. A woman from Louisville, Kentucky, marked a major milestone this past weekend, as you have our nice little graphic on there. But Effie Nipper, who turned 103 years old over the weekend, which is very old, much older than I am, in fact, in case you didn't know. Dozens of her family members and friends joined her for a big celebration on Saturday. You can see some of her birthday presents right there. Nipper said she's managed to live this long by eating healthy, going to church, and loving somebody. That, I feel like, is fantastic life advice.
Definitely. I really like that.
I feel like just having a positive attitude, and I know we've also talked about this on the show before, but like I feel like all these people who turn over 100 have like their little trick, because that's always what reporters ask them. They're like, oh, what's the key to live this old? Whether that be drinking Dr. Pepper,
Dr. Pepper,
or just having a positive attitude. But positivity is key, and I feel like that is good advice for anyone.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Cool. Well, she doesn't really feel that old, as we have talked about so far, but she admits she has dealt with more pain as she's aged. So I guess as anyone does, that I guess is a quality of aging, I guess.
Yeah.
But hopefully I can live to be that old. I don't know.
Let's hope. What's a 9-letter word for a word puzzle in the shape of a grid? It's crossword. The Super Bowl of crossword puzzles was held in Stamford, Connecticut over the weekend. I didn't know that existed.
I didn't either.
So hundreds of people competed in the 45th annual event. Organizers say it was the largest tournament ever. There are puzzle solvers from 44 states, and they work on 8 original crosswords. Scoring is based on accuracy and speed. And Dan Fayer of San Francisco took the top prize. It was his 9th American crossword puzzle tournament win.
Wow.
I didn't even know they had like tournaments, like real tournaments for crossword puzzles.
I feel like though they have tournaments for everything
That's true.
nowadays.
They do have tournaments
you know
for
what I mean?
everything.
But I
should've
feel like
done.
right. But I feel like it's also how do you come up with that much crossword? You ever think about that? Like they put a new one in the paper every day.
Those are original ones that they were doing. So
Exactly.
Like,
so how are you smart enough to come up with that? Like I struggled to like.
like how do they come up with a different one? There's different ones, like you said, every day in the.
Someone much smarter than myself, I guess, is doing that. But also going on today in Illinois, Brookfield Zoo, which is right down the road from us, is celebrating some new arrivals. This baby squirrel monkey, which we'll see here right now, was born earlier this month. You can see he's already firmly attached to his mom. Mama Gizmo is a natural at wrangling this crew. That's her 6th kid. Look at that. Little squirrel monkey right there. You've been to Brookfield Zoo, I know, right?
Yes.
That monkey enclosure is probably one of my favorite parts. It's always the highlight.
Yep, that's my favorite part too. And I heard too, I just saw they're making it, they're like redoing it, they're like making it bigger or something.
Are they really?
I just saw that, I think on Twitter actually. I saw
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah.
I feel like they just remodeled that. I don't know. That might have been, I mean, for all I know, that could have been a couple years ago by now. But the infant will spend between 5 and 10 weeks riding on his mom's back before venturing off on his own. So again, a little mama's boy action before it's time to go off into the enclosure by itself.
I love seeing the little baby animals.
Yeah.
Baby animals are my favorite.
Right? That's the highlight of the zoo. And it doesn't even matter what the animal is, It could be
it
it doesn't have to be a monkey. It could be, the flamingos or the peacocks at Brookfield Zoo. Everyone loves all that fun stuff. But we'll be right back right after the break with our very own Tony DeNardis to talk about some very fun fundraising stuff that we did last month. Stay with us.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Lewis. I am joined by my next guest, who is the current program director of WLRA, will be the program director next year for WLRA. He's also in training to be the technical director for Lewis University Television News, as well as this very show next year. Please welcome Tony DeNardis. Tony, first of all, I have a beef with you, just so we can establish that right off the bat.
Already?
You're already. I mean, you're over here last week. You're blowing it out of the water when I'm not here, right? I had to worry about you were coming for my job. I honestly.
You always got to be on the lookout, Logan. You never know.
Especially with you walking around playing Whopper. We don't know.
Whopper.
We don't know what Tony's going to do. He's going to come in.
I heard you weren't really a fan of that when I used to play that commercial.
I wasn't.
But
I'm still not a fan. Just so we're
all
we're
right.
all clear on that. Still not a fan of that.
maybe I'll play it later today for you.
Let's not do that. But we're not here to talk about Whopper. We're here to talk about the Tequila DJ event that went on this past year here at Lewis. You can see the graphic on the screen right now. But you want to talk a little bit about what that event is?
Yeah. So Tequila DJ is a 24/7 radio marathon we do here twice a year. Once each semester, we pick a week here as a staff, and we kind of double the radio show time. So sometimes we'll have 6-hour shows, even longer, hence the name Tequila DJ, right? On the air forever. And we do that in support of the Advocate Children's Hospital in Oak Lawn, the Family Assistance Fund that Lewis University has. And we try raising money for it. And that's really it's a great fundraiser.
Yeah, and what does this fundraiser kind of benefit, like at the hospital?
Yeah, so we raise money for these families, but it's not, for medical bills per se. It's for the other necessities such as clothing, transportation back and forth to the hospital, as well as places to stay, hotels. And it really, lifts a weight off the people's shoulders. They're trying to, care for their kids and not really have to worry about all the expenses that are going to come after it.
Right, and I know we'll talk about it in a minute, but we had our 24-hour show last semester, and we talked a lot about how we're kind of both, in support of this fundraiser and how it personally affected me, being born at that hospital, staying there for a little bit after I was born. So it obviously affects a lot of people in just even the Lewis community.
Right.
And the kind of person that we talked to is Randy Varju. And we actually got to interview him during our show. You want to talk about what it was kind of like to talk to someone who sees the impact of the funds raised by us and kind of what that was like to hear that perspective?
Usually when it comes to like fundraisers and causes like this, we always hear about, how it's going to benefit people and what our money's going to. But we never actually see it, firsthand. And that's really what Randy came on and told us, what it goes to. He deals with all these people, he knows these people are struggling, and he's the one who can bring them, the good news that they can pretty much, not have to worry about all those other expenses, and they can worry more about being there for their children and helping them, on their path of recovery.
Yeah, and you mentioned that we all do long shows, right? All the DJs on staff do, and the normal show for a WLRA DJ is what?
3 hours. 3
hours, okay. And that's like if you tune into 88.1 right now or whenever, and there's a radio show going on, it's 3 hours. And it's all student DJs, it's all student ran, which is fantastic. But for this fundraiser, the shows are normally how long?
Yeah, we usually do 6-hour shows. I mean, like Logan said, we did a 24, but students can do as long as they'd like. We've had even longer than 24 hours in the past. But some students, most of them will do 6. We have 12, but it all helps. It's all a great cause.
Yeah, and we actually last year got to hang out for a really long time and did a 24-hour show. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we've heard one of our professors here, John Kerry, talk about all the long shows, and everyone should be on air for as long as you can. And we're like, what? 24 hours, first of all, is a long time for just one person.
Right.
So we're like, if we can do this together, maybe we can pull it off. And
right.
It had its strengths and weaknesses to it, but
you see, there's Mr. Tony right there, actually sleeping right.
That was kind of a little over halfway through, sleeping right where Logan's sitting right now.
Yeah, that was about 4 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Yeah, there's us chilling.
There's both of us.
Moving around campus, it was definitely an interesting experience, Logan.
That definitely is. Obviously, you can see we were both a little tuckered out afterward. What do you think the hardest part of that was? Like just being on air for 24 hours?
I think really just, not trying to fall asleep, and you're stuck in the on-air studio for hours. I mean, you kind of get tired of the same surrounding, the whole time. But, it was nice to move around. But I think I mean, once we got into the middle of the night hours, just staying awake and just fighting through it, I think was the hardest part for us.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky. We had one of our good friends, DJ Cody. Oh,
Yep.
there's Tony again, right there.
Yeah. I was awake for that when
Yeah.
my eyes were open.
That's actually right in our lobby here. But
Yeah.
we had one of our good friends, DJ Cody, hang out with us for a long time, which was very helpful. He stayed till about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was there a few hours. You know,
Which
kept us company.
It was. I remember when we were just both talking, and I remember I was talking and my eyes were just closed. I was like trying to talk and I couldn't even keep my eyes open. But good thing we had Cody there as well, and we also had, as we talked about, Randy. We interviewed a couple other people.
Played some games on there, you know.
We did.
It was a fun time.
It is a fun time. And if anyone wants to check that out, we actually live stream that on Facebook as well at the Lewis University Television Network Facebook page. So go check that out. Go give us a like on there. You can keep up to date with all of our happenings here at the Lewis University Television Network there as well. But in terms of like WLRA and stuff, if people wanted to get involved, like if students want to get involved, get a radio show, and then in turn be able to help out with this great cause, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, so you can always just stop by here. The door's always opened out front, you know, in De La Salle Hall. One of us will always be around, you know. We have DJ applications lying around too, so that's one way. Also our social media as well. We post, you know, up-to-date content. And then just by listening to 88.1 FM, you'll hear our student DJs. If some event, you know, is coming up, we'll announce it, you know, on air.
Yeah, and we just concluded the second fundraiser to go back to the fundraiser
Yep.
again, because we did it once last semester, did it once this semester. You guys did. You want to talk about kind of the total amount raised?
Yeah, so we raised a little over $2,200.
Wow.
And originally our goal was $1,000.
Yeah.
Right, and we just had a ton of people donate, you know, off the start. Luckily, we were able to raise, you know, a lot of money.
I think we raised over
During our
$1,000
show,
just for our 24-hour show, which was fantastic. Far exceeded my explanation or expectations, I should say. But
and we want to thank everyone as well, you know,
Yeah.
for donating. And
absolutely. You know, it was so rewarding to see that. I'm really happy
Yep.
that I got to be involved with a project like that. I know you are as well. You still got a couple more years left
Yep.
of doing it. But I want to thank you for being here, telling us a little bit about the Family Assistance Fund at Advocate Children's Hospital. You're actually going to present Randy with the check later this week. So he'll be able to get that money, get it all to the sick kids over there and their families in need, which is fantastic. But thank you for being here and telling us a little bit about it. Till next time, I'm Logan Kapp, along with Hannah Gasek, who is not here right now, but she was here. We will catch you on the next one.